Okay, so let's start off for the events for today. Remember on Monday, right? I told you all about the debt ceiling thing. And yesterday was the start of the discussions. So I think in early part of May, I can't recall, early part of May or April, I did talk to you all about this VIX. And I said one thing, if the VIX crosses 25.21, then you have to be careful. But look over here, what it did is that it went, it went up right over here and then it came down straight away. Okay, so this is like to 21.33 only. It didn't even go to 25.21. So the fact that it's coming down right over here and it's staying sideways tells us that, there's not much fear in the market. So there's not much fear in the market, then the risk of the S&P dropping is not high as of now. But we cannot say that for sure, because this thing can spike up anytime with any incident. But the general consensus right now is that I do not see much issue going on in the market. They're not worried. So market will be moving as per normal, not with this huge volatility. Okay. So I don't see any developments with the discussions until probably next week, despite, Yellen has been coming out again to say, be careful, this time is different from last time and all that kind of things. So this is something that we need to look at. That's why I'm bringing it up and say, because on Monday, right, after a report, Janet Yellen reaffirmed that the US could default on its debt as early as June 1st. I said, some of them, they do not think so. Some economies, some banks, they do not think June 1st is the correct one, but Janet Yellen reaffirmed that. And she has mentioned the same statement in the past, only for major banks, saying that they said July, August. This time around, Yellen said, extra things with additional information now. Or she wants to stress this, it's like everybody calling her bluff, right? So she says, with additional information now available, I'm writing to note that we still estimate that the Treasury will likely no longer be able to satisfy all the government's obligations if Congress has not acted to raise or suspend the debt limit by early June, as potentially as early as June the 1st. Wow. Okay, this is something different this time, because we have 2 weeks. They're telling us that in 2 weeks' time, if the Congress don't come to an agreement, US cannot pay its government cannot pay its government workers already, and whatever things that they are supposed to pay. As simple as that. So so it is things that you really need to double look into it, because that will, if there's failure in the negotiations and anything, you would see the US market plunge. And I'm reading the news, okay, as much news as possible that I can digest, get hold of, and I'm getting very conflicting news, whereby if you read news about President Biden, he sounds very optimistic, and he already admitted that I am a very optimistic person. And said, yeah, we are reaching an agreement, we are getting there with the Republicans. But if you were to see interviews with Kevin McCarthy, the Republicans, on the other hand, aren't that optimistic. They said that McCarthy on NBC News on Monday, I still think we are far apart. So, this kind of news is like pouring hot and cold water on the market other than anything else. So investors are still hopeful right now. That's why you see the VIX, it's still down. But let's see. I think next week things will start heating up already. That's what I can see. But if you look at yesterday's movement in the S&P 500, right, it dropped about 26 points. So it's still not much. It's still not out of the ranging zone. But the fact that in the last hour it started dropping, that is not good news also, that can potentially turn into something bad for the US as well for us. Why for us? Because it didn't come to my level of 4250. I'm just looking to sell the shit out of this guy. So let's see when it comes to the charts, we'll deal with it.